Give the stream a couple of minutes to start up, and then we're going to get started. Because as you can imagine, if the audio and video are not set up correctly, it's going to be a big problem. And sometimes computers do weird things. All right. Filthy Will was here at least. He's going to have to catch this one later, though. Sorry, that was my computer. And he's got to run, though. And then Brunix, welcome out. I believe, are you new or you're new-ish, at least? Sorry, I can't keep track of everybody these days, but if you keep coming back enough, I will remember eventually. All right, how's everybody doing today? I'm doing pretty well. Let me take a drink. All right, it looks like we're good. Let me... was here at least. He's going to have to catch this one. Okay, looks like we're good. So let me do this. Let me start up the Facebook stream. And it should take 20 seconds or so, and then we're going to get right on to the lesson. So just hold on a couple of seconds here. Hey, it's Graham. How you doing, Graham? Has been a while indeed. Okay, here we go. Almost there. Hello, students. Your piano teacher, Tim here. Welcome back to our classroom, Piano Lessons on the Web. Today, I'm going to be teaching you all about tips on playing Bach pieces. We'll get into that in just a second. Let me bring up my notes, and then we'll get right on into it. Feel free to say hello in the comments or the chat. By the way, if it's your first time watching here on Facebook, make sure you like our page. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you're subscribed. You have all notifications turned on, because we have new lessons coming out all the time, and you don't want to miss a beat, do you? So let's get started here. Let me bring one thing up. Let me change this. There we go. That should solve that. Hopefully everybody had a good Thanksgiving. And here we go. All right, I'm going to do the intro, and then we'll just roll right on with it. All right. Learning piano pieces by Johann Sebastian Bach can be a challenge sometimes, to say the least. Well, your piano teacher, Tim, has you covered once again, because today I'm going to be giving you tips on how to play pieces by Johann Sebastian Bach. All right, let's get to it. Okay. Let me get the piece is out here in order. There we go. Okay. I always like to make sure I have things almost ready to go. Wait, hold on. I got to do this. And okay, so that works good. It's always nice when things actually work. Okay. All right. The first tip that I have for you, and probably one of the more powerful tips, is to write in your finger numbers on your sheet music. So obviously you have your music here, and you notice that, like, say here in the first measure, they write out the, beginning fingers of some of these. If they're nice, sometimes the editor will not write in any finger numbers at all. And then obviously finger numbers are basically the numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that you're hitting the notes with. So you want to write in as many as you possibly need. The point of finger numbers is basically to make sure that you're not running out of fingers at the end of a line. So if I use just any fingering here, see, like right away, I'll only play with the right hand, or the left hand rather, right away, I was able to play through, but it was just really sloppy. So use what they give you but also, write in wherever you need. So say, I have this line of notes. I keep getting it wrong, so I'd write 5 and then 4, 3, 2 to get me the right place. Oops, let me show you what I'm doing here. Let me, maybe we'll cut that little part out. Bop, bop, bop. All right. So sometimes you'll have to write in finger numbers if you keep, messing up in certain places. Like right here where I'm about to hit this A, it's a little bit of a stretch. So maybe I would write finger 1 there. So then I can hit 5 here. This is the first in that measure. 2, and then you got this scale run here. They actually do a really good job of the fingering on this. Sometimes not so much. But the first main tip, just to recap, is to write in your finger numbers and pay attention to the ones they give you. This will make or break it with you with Bach pieces. I'm not even kidding. All right, tip number 2. Let's go. All right, before we go on to tip number 2, is I want to just check in, make sure everybody's okay. Looks like everything's working properly. All right, here we go. Tip 2. Let me bring up another example. I have it already, but want it ready to go. Here we go. The next tip, if you've been following me for a while, you probably know what I'm going to say. And of course, that is to play slowly. This is especially important with Bach because a lot of times you have like a lot of different things going on between each hand. So playing them as slow as the notes as slow as possible when you're first learning the piece will really help you not only play the right notes, but get the right fingering, which was tip number 1. So let me just kind of talk about this and show you a little bit, teach you a little bit about it. So say I'm learning this prelude in C minor here. This is number 2 here and from the Well-Tempered Clavier. And, I'm going to be following, obviously, the finger numbers they give us, just like in tip number 1. But I'm not playing at full speed, right? Which is funny because I messed up the fingering at that part, but it's pretty much there. All right, wait. Let me redo that little part. So here we have the prelude in C minor, and not only am I going to be following the finger numbers, I'm also going to be playing as slow as I need to go, because obviously Allegro vivace is fast and lively. But when I'm first learning the piece, oops, and I'm playing too fast, I just won't be able to keep up. I'm going to get sloppy fingers. I'm going to get sloppy, notes, rhythms, and all the like. So remember not only to write in the fingering, but to slow down so that you can process it well with the notes and all the other things going on. There's so many things to keep track of in Bach. Let me just kind of show you a quick example. All right, then I'm going to go back to this one. Give me a sec, folks. Well, maybe I'll just do this. From the example before, you can just see that there's so much going on here. I mean, you come in, and this is written in treble clef, but you come in with your right hand. There's accents here and ties. And then the left or the right hand comes in, same clef. And there's just so much going on there. So play as slow as possible. Okay, on to tip number 3. All right, guys, let me bring this up. Okay, and now I got to bring up the other example we did. So just give me a sec. There it is. Okay. Yes, here we go. Tip number 3, very, very, very important, not just with playing Bach, but playing piece by any composer or any piece ever, is to pay attention to the key signature. So what is the key signature? Well, if you're learning to play Bach, I hope that you probably know what that is. And that's that these symbols here in the beginning of the piece between the right hand and left hand. Now, they tell you basically what notes are sharp or flatted throughout the piece. So you got to be careful of that. In this particular piece, the notes are B, E, and A. So not only should you pay attention to the key signature, you also need to really understand what that means. Where are these 3 flats located? I said B, E, and A. So they are right in those 3 places. What I highly recommend you do is learn your major scales and your minor scales, because that will give you an idea of where the notes occur in order. Because a lot of times in pieces you'll be playing scale runs of notes, arpeggios, and things like that. So if you already know where, the scale will just give you so much better of an idea on where the layout of the notes is, in the on the keyboard, right? Because you can play them like that, but I'm telling you, I learned all my scales and I know them super quick, super easy. And then when I go to play the piece, right, I know where these notes are falling on. So I'm not gonna play the whole thing for you because I did play the first couple measures here. Oops, I messed it up. So, because I know my scale, I know, where those sharps and flats occur. Should also, real quick to mention, here in the second measure, let's bring that over. There in the second measure, you see that there's an accidental over that E. So basically, you're going to be playing E natural, regular old E, rather than E flat. And you want to be paying attention to those two. So, not only in the key signature, but everywhere else. All right. Okay. This one's a good one. Let me bring it up. We're floating between these 2 examples. I should have brought them up in 2 different documents. I didn't think about that. Just give me a sec. Should be easier to get there now that's loaded. Okay. Here we go. This tip also is super, super important. Also will carry over into any other type of music you play pretty much, but especially important with Bach. And that is to pay attention to where the melodies occur. Bach is known for really, really pioneering this type of music called counterpoint, where you have a melody and then you might have another melody and then even another one going on all concurrently at the same time. So by paying attention to where these melodies begin, you'll be able to bring them out to the listener a little bit more if you are aware of them. So taking a look at the example we did, in the beginning here, but applying it to what I just said, is you want to, here, just give me a second. You want to really kind of identify what patterns are going on in the music, and especially with something like a fugue or a prelude. Well, this is a fugue. It's really, really hard to kind of keep track of them. So take a look here. You have this pattern in your left hand for the first measure. And you have this scale run that comes up. And then if you take a look at the right hand, so this is basically our first melody. I'm going to do my best to circle it without, being too sloppy, but I don't know, we'll see what happens. So here is your first melody that comes in. It might even go a little bit further than that actually, but that's all right. So there's where the first one comes in. I'm gonna use a different color here. Okay, the second melody that comes in starts with this right hand part. And I'm just going to draw it to the end of the line here. Because to mark all these out is kind of a different lesson in itself. But the thing is to kind of begin to identify where these take place. Because I'm going to like kind of make maybe more of an accent on that first note there. And then when I come in here, maybe a tiny one there. Just to let the listener know that, hey, this is, you know, being featured a little bit more. Actually, as I get to this point here on the second, there it is, the second arrow there where the right hand comes in, I'm actually going to play that then louder, slightly louder than what's going on in the left hand. Because the left hand now, once you get there, kind of just has this scale pattern up and down. It's just not nearly as prominent. It takes a lot of knowledge, and it's something even I could get better at for sure. A lot of theory knowledge and things like that to really understand, you know, what should come out and what shouldn't. But hopefully you'll be learning some pieces that are a little bit easier than this. And just keep in mind, really try to identify, like, okay, where is the left hand coming in? Where's the right hand coming in? When the right hand comes in, especially if it's on top of the left hand, maybe I should play that out a little bit louder. So pay attention to those melodies. Try to get good at identifying where they start and end, and bring them out whenever they occur. Now, sometimes you'll have a melody and a counter melody, and you need to kind of figure out what's going on there and which one to bring out. But like I said, there's a whole nother lesson on itself. Just be on the lookout for those melodies. All right, let's go on to the next tip. All right. Play some Skinnerd? Nope, not today. All right, good to see everybody's doing well. Let's get some more Bach tips here. Sorry, I wanted to check the chat here. All right, we're moving right along. Perfect. Okay, yeah. Let me bring up, you know, like one more thing, pretty much. It's loading. It's amazing how, for a PDF, it takes so long to load. And this is actually a pretty decent laptop. There it is. All right. Anyway, enough grieving over technology. Okay. Okay, this tip, super important, can be applied to any music, of course, which is why learning Bach is so important. But you want to start out learning easier pieces and working your way up to more advanced pieces by Bach. And the reason behind this is obviously there are some pieces that are way, way more difficult than others. So you want to be starting learning things like, this is probably one of the first pieces I recommend you learn by Bach, which is the Prelude in C major. So, you know, it's really easy. You play, you know, two notes with your left hand pretty much throughout the whole thing. I mean, they change a little bit. And then you play this pattern with your right hand. It's basically the same pattern in the way it's played, but it does change. I'm sorry, I messed that last one up. It does change ever so slightly measure to measure, but it is like the same basic thing. It's very easy to keep track of. One of the first ones. So you want to learn like the Prelude in C major, some other easier preludes. These are all book one of the what's called the Well-Tempered Clavier. So you have preludes C major, G major, and D major. Probably want to start with those ones. Prelude in C minor is not too bad. The one I showed you, that one, and then I would probably then learn some Bach inventions, and you can just go from the beginning, learning the first one in C. And then I think the one in D minor, which is number 4, that's probably a good one to learn after that. I mean, you can learn you can learn them in order, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so forth. But I know numbers 1 and 4 are probably the better choice. You don't want to start out with something like a Bach English suite. Very, very technically a lot more difficult, much, much longer, of course. Your brain will melt if you try to do that. Bach cantatas, same kind of thing for the most part. So start out simple, learn some preludes, learn some inventions, and then go from there. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do like a short outro. And then, actually, you know what yeah. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a short outro, and then we're going to continue here for at least a few minutes while I take maybe some questions you might have about playing Bach. All right, give me a minute. Let me think of some stuff. Surprisingly, I usually write out what I want to direct you towards, but, you know. All right, here we go. Okay, you're definitely going to need some background skills to be able to play pieces by Bach or pieces by anybody for that matter. And what I highly recommend you do is check out my website, pianolessonsontheweb.com. I have over 20 courses designed to help you learn a lot more about piano and music, but not just, just piano. You're going to be learning about music theory, improvisation, sight reading, I almost said ear training again, but rhythm and anything else you would need to become a well-rounded musician. So go to pianolessonsontheweb.com, check it out. Use code YouTube, by the way, for 15% off. Just a little thank you for coming by today. It's been your piano teacher, Tim, here. Thank you so much for coming today, and I'll see you, yes, you, in the next lesson. All right, which reminds me, everybody, okay, as I just did the pitch for my website, pianolessonsontheweb.com. First, I want to say thank you to anybody that's ever signed up for this website. It's really because of your support that we're still going as strong as we are, and that I'm able to do this basically full time now. I used to have like 35 students that I taught, that I drove to, and now I have like 6, which is great. It's like a much easier to manage number, and I spend more time on the YouTube channel, and it's only possible through those students. So let me just kind of, there's one reason I really want to tell you about this right now is I extended the Black Friday sale. And one of the reasons I did this was because last week I was sick, and then there was like another, I forget, I missed one of them. Anyway, we didn't have live streams last week, so I couldn't really tell people about it. So I wanted to extend it just until the 11th, kind of give some people more of an opportunity, give myself more of an opportunity to tell you about the Black Friday sale. It's the best sale of the year, largest discounts on all courses and course packs. Obviously, I just mentioned pretty much everything you can get from the website, the courses here. Unlike YouTube, where I just kind of like cover something once or twice and then move on to something different, these are all in like a sequential order. So there's courses like for beginners where you're going to be learning from the very beginning and then building on that. Like there's usually between 4 and 6 units per course, and each unit tackles, a specific set of skills you're going to be working on. Not only do you get that, you get like an instructional video explaining the skills, along with some notes like in a PowerPoint, and then you also get some playing examples. You get real sheet music to play, real pieces to play, assignments, activities, and probably something else I can't think of right now, but a lot of other things and materials to make sure that you're not just learning each topic, but you're learning them, practicing them, and mastering them as well. So just go to check that out, pianolessonsontheweb.com. The course packs obviously is how you get the best deal because you get multiple courses in one pack. They are all on sale now, and you can, just a little tip for you, use the code YouTube during checkout to get an additional 15% off, even off of this discounted price. So check that out now. Just wanted to throw you that out there. Okay. Yes, extended sale. I'm going to give you like I don't know. I mean, you can figure out the website, but I'm going to give you all a link here if you want to check it out. Remember code YouTube, 15% off. Hello, Chanel. I'm new from New York. I'm new to piano. Or hello from New York. I'm new to piano and found your channel a few weeks ago. Well, great. Glad to have you with us, Chanel. Welcome to our classroom. Let me take a drink here, everybody. Okay, Adas, thanks for the tips. Love your channel, says Tim the Enchanter. Hello, Barbara. Glad to have you with us. Sushant Burante, or Burande. Oh, there we go. Hey, Tim, I recently got a keyword from which video should I start? That's from your channel. There are tons of videos on your channel. Okay, if you're starting out, let me kind of give you guys a rundown. So every YouTube channel, of course, has like a main channel page. Let me bring you there. Let me find it first. Well, anyway, you can always find the main channel page by going to youtube.com/lessons on the web. Or, yeah, right? Or can you do piano lessons on the web? I don't know. Anyway, here is the main channel page. Let me type it in. Let me just make sure. Yeah, youtube.com/lessons on the web. Don't put, oh no, it says on, oh no, I spelled it wrong. First I was like, no, that's not it. Yeah, that's right, because once you start a URL on YouTube, it doesn't change, I don't think. So anyway, youtube.com/lessons on the web. That's what it used to be called. And this is basically where it takes you to. Yours will look a little different than mine because mine has some stats up here. But basically scrolling down, what I recommend you do, right under uploads, this is like the new stuff. You want to start with this beginner start here piano lesson set 1. Watch all these. You definitely want to start there. And then, excuse me, there are more playlists than this. There is a piano lesson set 2. I need to make that easier to find. Well, anyway, basically, if you start here, you watch the beginner start here. That will definitely get you started on the right path. And then you can just kind of go through them in order. I'm just making sure that that's correct. Yeah, you can do that. I can do a little bit better of a job organizing these. But yeah, you could go in the order they're listed here, and it would be no problems at all. Okay. So this is hard to pass up. I've been planning on getting your course anyway. Well, thank you so much, Sarah. I really appreciate it if you decide it is the time for you. And yeah, thanks. We got Steven, started Bach, and with music in D major, fun tune to play. Bum 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 bum. Never proclaimed to be a good singer, but that I think is that one. Let me see what we can play. I don't remember the rest. It's been a while. Okay, let's see what else we have here, if anything. Zaynep. Hello, Tim. I wish a nice weekend to you and the people attending the session. Well, thank you so much, Zaynep. Happy to have you back with us today. Christopher's here. What up, Christopher? All right, any questions about what we talked today? Remember to give a thumbs up if you like today's lesson. Oh, yeah. Let me do this. And then we'll kind of go from there. See if you guys have any other more questions, but feel free to ask them now. Okay, community tab. So if you go to my website, pianolessonsontheweb.com, you go over to community, you scroll down. So normally I have December filled out, but I do not right now just because I'm not sure. Oh, excuse me, I got some burps coming in. I'm not sure, like, with the holiday coming up, which ones will be where. There will be more than these two, of course. We have today tips for learning Bach. And then, why does it say December 9th? Did I mess that up? I did mess that up. It's supposed to say December 8th, everybody. However it gets canceled, it will be on that date. Tips and exercises for hand independence. So, yeah, Sunday, same time, 1 p.m. Check us out for tips for exercises for hand independence. These are your hands moving basically at different intervals and different speeds and things like that. You're not playing the same thing. They are independent of one another. That's how words work. All right, anyway, let's go back to see if anybody had any questions. Avi says, hi, I'm learning from you. Yes, you are. I agree. You're here right now. Hopefully you learned something anyway, and happy that you found my videos, of course. All right. Any questions or anything? Um, let's see. L. Larkin says, "You're an excellent teacher. I understand so much more than I ever learned in the past. Thank you." Caroline gave me a wave. Welcome, Caroline. I don't know how to play piano, but I think I've gained a little confidence. Well, that's great. A little confidence goes a long way, as they say. All right, everybody. I think if that's it today, I'm just going to check out a little bit early. Yeah, that's all I had for today. I'll see you again Sunday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember to go to pianolessonsontheweb.com. Check it out. Remember, don't forget to use code YouTube during checkout for that additional 15% off. So thanks, everybody. Thanks for your support, as always. Happy holidays and everything, although it's a little early for that. Yeah. All right, thanks, everybody. Have a great day. It's been your teacher, Tim, signing out. And I already said have a great day. I'll see you Sunday. All right, thanks. All right, there we go.